What's up, guys? It's Alexander. So, question that came up in regards to what elite people do and how can I be elite? That's better. And this is a question that I've been asked this before many times the last 8 years in the training career in regards to just clients, and people want to know, how do elite athletes train? How do elite performers train? What are your secrets to productivity? What are your hacks? Hair on fleek, by the way. Thanks, dude. Or girl. I have no idea who any of you people are sometimes. Anyway, but so the question, becomes, who is elite and who is average? Asking these questions, you have to really be honest with yourself with where you are at in regards to your own life. I could discuss at length what elite athletes do or what elite performers do. I've known some very high-performing people in various fields, medicine, law, management, etc. Same thing with knowing professional athletes. At times, yes, absolutely. They do things that are very specific, they're very attenuated to their performance, and they're really trying to maximize their productivity. However, at the same time, they're also doing the basic things of nutrition, sleep, exercise, time management, prioritizing. They're doing those things, and in doing those things, they've established those first, let's say, three to four layers of the pyramid, so then they can really sharpen the tip of the spear, and they can start using, wacky supplements to, let's say, try to enhance their performance. They can really get specific and particular with their in the gym training. You can really get very dialed in with diet in regards to, let's really pay attention to food quality and quantity and food choice and timing and nutrient timing. We can do all those things. I have clients that they are, let's say, I have one gentleman, I just updated his program. He's an executive. He travels internationally. He's incredibly consistent with his lifting, with his running, with his mobility work, with his nutrition, and all of this stuff is all this stuff is programmed, and all this stuff is monitored week in, week out. He has a team of 3 people essentially that look at his performance. I check his performance and his progress every single week, and I make suggestions and adjustments. And that guy, he has made incredible gains. But guess what he also does? Time management, prioritization. He eats vegetables consistently. He's practicing all these different things, and that's what enables him to level up in that fashion. When you're talking about the difference between average people versus elite people, the elite, yes, these people, they're athletes. No doubt they start at a higher genetic level, henceforth their threshold is much greater. Most elite athletes have some level of OCD. Yeah, most of them do. But these athletes too, it's not just that their genetic gifts enable them to get to this higher state of being. It's the fact that they are incredibly dedicated and consistent to what they are doing. If I was to try to teach somebody how to be elite and how to level up your performance, the only true lesson I could really impart is what you just said. It's obsession and it's dedication. If you're willing to put all of your time and energy into something and improve it, then it'd be very hard to make a case for you not improving. If you're reluctant to dedicate time to anything, something, and you're not going to direct your energy into it, and your mindset is one of, I want shortcuts, I want hacks, I want the fastest way to do this, not the most quality-driven way to do this, then I can't help you at all. You're going to have to mentally mature in that way and realize that at a certain point or another, there are no shortcuts to mastery. There are no shortcuts to being elite. There are no shortcuts to anything that is very worthwhile. That's the reality of it. Otherwise, what are you really chasing? What are you really looking for? All the best info, don't want to pay for it. Yeah, that's the case. Elitism and being elite, like I keep saying, climbing a single track on a mountain. There's all these different metaphors you could use. A lot of them are cheesy, but a lot of them apply. I've had a multitude of clients over the years that have optimize their life to extreme levels, but they also practice those fundamental things on a daily basis. I also have people where they've had all the resources and time and money in the world to afford hiring experts, doctors, hormone optimization, lifting, lifestyle coaching, etc., and they never do any of it because the thought of having to apply themselves to all these things, despite the abundance of resources, they find it distasteful. So what are you going to do? It comes down to a question of mindset and your frame of thinking. If you are willing, you're willing. If you're not, then it cannot be helped. And I have a whole bunch more people in this Periscope, so I'm going to assume that Cernovich retweeted this. Thanks, Mike. Any questions, people? This was a short Periscope Paracast. Any questions? Yep, yeah, I know, Mike. Thanks, Mike. If you are watching. Much appreciated, brother. Ethnic Kekastanis unite. I just found out today there's actually a Keck hospital of, Keck School of Medicine. I think it, what is it? USC. Just found out today. I was cracking up when I saw the sign. Jordan Peterson. What about Jordan Peterson? What are we asking? When you find yourself getting lazy, how do you snap yourself out of it? Prioritization. That's mental programming. That's, a situation of I am losing my motivational enthusiasm for something. You have to ask yourself what is important to you. If you can remind yourself of your priorities and what is relevant to your life, you can make yourself and talk yourself into doing something. That's just a case of that's a motivational trap, where if you're always reliant upon enthusiasm and you have to be motivated for it, you have to be excited for all the time, you're not going to do shit. That will always die at a certain point. Consistency is simply one of those realities where you are able to force yourself into being at times. Tell us about yourself now that Mike sends to you, please, with maximum respect. I grew up in Philly. Tell you about myself. I am 28. I was a trained ballet dancer that got into health and fitness, and I've been a practicing personal trainer for the last 8 years. I came across Mike in 2013, roughly, in regards to mindset and changing your mentality, and I've applied Gorilla mindset, you could say, to pretty much most major areas of my life: relationships, finance, career, personal, professional development, etc. And it's led me to a pretty content place. You're 28, you look older, no offense. None taken. None taken. I've always looked older. I've always taken advantage of that fact, actually. Any questions, people? Since it's turned into questions. What are your thoughts on people who work 9 to 5 and come home to watch TV and sleep and restart? If you're happy with that reality, or if you're content with that reality, people that work a 9 to 5, you work 9 to 5, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with, having a, let us say, in quotes, average lifestyle or average career in that sense. A 9 to 5 is very reliable. 9 to 5 can make you millions of dollars depending on what you do. If you come home to watch TV, then you come home to watch TV. My question would be, if at a certain point you come to me and say, I'm unhealthy and I've let my health go, well, then you haven't managed your time well. Or you've essentially been operating in ignorance of what your reality of health is. People look at me with 5 heads when I say I don't watch much TV, instead read. Yeah, we as a society read more than we ever have. We definitely read more than we ever have, but we also don't actually read anything substantial. We read this. We read, these updates. I favor long, strenuous rides. We read stuff like that. We read tweets. We read sound bites. We read Facebook statuses. We read, Instagram fucking descriptions. We don't read anything that would be considered, tangible. Have you read Blood Meridian? Yes. Yes, I have. I love that book. How did you learn so much? In regards to what? Learn so much in regards to what? I have something of an eidetic memory, so I have a very good natural ability for recollection. So I can recall details and information pretty readily, so there's that factor. If you're asking, give us some good pickup lines for the ladies. There are no such thing as good pickup lines. There's confidence, and then there's body language, and then there's learning how to be charming. And that comes down to manner of dress, how you talk, how you speak, eye contact. How about Hillbilly Elegy? Awesome book. Hillbilly Elegy, I have not read that, but I've gotten good reviews about it. I might pick it up now. How did I learn so much about fitness? I was always interested in health because I realized that the way people took care of themselves was reflected in how they lived their life as a whole. You could say it's an active metaphor. How you take care of one thing is how you take care of everything. So if you approach your body and your mind and how you take care of that, then that has, let's say, parallels and corollaries to everything else. Friends, family, relationships, career, etc. Most life-changing books. At what stage of life? Do you know Victor Pride? I know of Victor Pride. I've read a lot of his stuff. I've never met him in person. Life-changing books, to answer that off the top of my head. I was Shogun by James Clavell. That had the biggest impression on me when I was incarcerated for a period of time for 2 months back in 2008. So that had a big impression. The Fountainhead was a good book. It tends to make you very, very self-righteous, and I'm not an endorser of Randian objectivism, truly, but The Fountainhead is a very good book. Reading the Bible would be a very good book at times in certain points in your life, depending on where you're at with your sense of faith. People never like that suggestion, but there's a reason that book has held true for so long. Do you meditate? Yes, I do meditate. I meditate daily. I do, I guess what you call an active exercise form of transcendental meditation when I'll walk, run. I also do a more passive form of meditation where it's just me in a quiet room with the lights off. And yeah, that's both for peace of mind and just for a general sense of well-being, and also to mentally sort myself out at times. What would you tell your 18-year-old self? I would tell myself nothing. Honestly, I was incredibly self-righteous when I was 18, and I took advice from nobody, and I doubt my 18-year-old self would even take advice from myself now, so I don't know if there's anything I could say to me that would really have an effect. My opinions on homeopathy. If it works for you, by all means, that's excellent, but I can't endorse it on a basis of it being scientifically proven. What about breathing exercises? Funny enough, I'm actually going to a Wim Hof workshop this coming Saturday in Los Angeles, so breathing is something that I've heavily emphasized from a fitness standpoint of cardiovascular, efficiency, oxygen capacity, aerobic and anaerobic conditioning. I'm going to approach it from the Wim Hof methodology of really working on breathing as sort of a holistic health experience. So I'll let you guys know about that. Wim Hof stuff is very scientifically proven in a certain sense. It's also somewhat arcane in another. So we'll find out. Biggest inspirations. I've never looked to anyone for inspiration at all. At all. I don't have heroes. I don't have anyone that I emulate. Nothing. I live my life according to what I want. What is the purpose of your life? The purpose of life is to serve others, and in doing so, you can serve yourself. So take care of yourself first, and in taking care of yourself, do something good for other people. If you can make someone else's life better in some sensibility, then you should be able to live a good life of your own accord. If your own life is not good and you bring nothing to the table for anyone else, not much you can do. How did you find out what you really want to do? I didn't really find out. That was a self-discovery process of just trying things and seeing what worked and what didn't, and then keying in on what gave me a sense of fulfillment and what did not. There was nothing particularly profound about the process. Finding yourself always gets made out to be this very deep experience that you're going to go through these substantial challenges and this soul searching perhaps, and you'll discover your passions. It's not. I would attribute that to being a millennial illusion, where it sounds good in theory, but on paper and in practice, life is always just a series of accidents and experiences, and you see what works and what doesn't. I'm 42 and still on self-discovery. Yeah, everybody is. Everybody is in some sensibility or another. If you're not, then you are dying slowly. Who are some people you have learned the most from? Cernovich would be one of them, by far, definitely. He's had a massive impact on my life. My buddy Jay Campbell, a TRT expert, him and his wife Monica, they've had a very big impact on me. Jordan Peterson, Jordan B, as of late, the good professor, he's been extremely influential at this point in time in regards to recent people. Another person, off the top of my head, that's not really a hero per se. Do you believe in original sin? No, I don't. Well, actually, I believe all people are flawed. I'll say it that way. So you're one of those who lives down the rabbit hole. What rabbit hole and where? There's a lot of rabbit holes. What about Taoist? There's a lot of good Taoist philosophy. Taoist philosophy as well. Anything that you can put into pithy axioms and to help people. Have you read Maps of Meaning? I actually just purchased Jordan B. Peterson's program, Maps of Meaning. I just purchased that yesterday, so I'll let you know how it goes. Should I feel guilty for not wanting to get married? Girls on social media killed it for me. Why would you feel guilty about that? That's a question to ask for yourself. I can't tell you how you should feel. Marriage is a personal experience. Sorting out the meaning of it and what it means to you and whether it's appropriate for your life, you're going to have to figure that out. Social pressure. I don't know. I don't know the context, man. Do you live in a place where there's immense pressure to get married? And if that's the case, then it's going to be balancing your expectations of society with your expectations for yourself. Top 3 gym songs. I listen to a lot of trap music, instrumental soundtracks. Can't really say anything specific. Thoughts on psychedelic usage? Psychedelics are pretty interesting. There's a lot of microdosing research into them that shows they have immense performance benefits. It's going to be a while before they are legal, though. Just understand marriage is what? Give and takes? Everything is give and takes in a certain fashion. Balance is a continuous balancing act. It's a process. It's not a one-off situation. Any other questions, people? We are riding high on viewership right now. You a Trump supporter? Yes, I support the president wholeheartedly. Best decision you ever made? Choosing myself. You're kind of lopsided. Yeah, I'm sitting at an angle in the chair. So, sitting upright versus sitting sideways. Good observation, though. Timothy Keller? No, have not heard of him. Do you take antibiotics when you get a bad viral infection? I don't, but I've not had a viral infection in a long time. What state are you from? California? Yeah. California would be the state. James Altucher? Yeah, actually, James would be another person that's been very influential. Are you married? No, I'm not married. You must Google Timothy Keller. I'll Google Timothy Keller after the Periscope cast. Best resource in becoming more flexible? A resource on that. Try The Supple Leopard. That's a good start point. Understand becoming more flexible is a systematic practice of training. There's not any one thing. If you're not flexible, I can tell you that it's because you don't move that much. If you move and you move often with a full range of motion and variety, you will get more flexible. Mike Cernovich's Gorilla Mindset. What of it? Are these statements or are these questions? Quick, yes or no on Pizzagate? Maybe. There's more to it than has been made out. I'm trying to lose weight. Any advice? Time management. Start counting calories. Use MyFitnessPal. Educate yourself on how macronutrients work, and then take it from there. Gorilla Mindset thoughts. Gorilla Mindset is a modern day incarnation of essentially what is mindfulness and a process of becoming who you are. So Gorilla Mindset has my full endorsement. I've gifted that book many times over. Hi, Daddy. I am not your daddy, honey. The elite chest hair. Chest hair is genetic. More questions, people. Biggest phonies in the fitness industry. That I don't do. I made a personal resolution to myself that I would not criticize anybody directly in my own industry for this year. So I will say, when you're grading people on phoniness, judge them by the standards of how much of a guru they present themselves to be, and then take it from there. Great head of hair. Thank you. Any other questions? What supplements do you use, recommend? Whey protein powder is probably the most useful supplement. I grade supplements on their usefulness. Whey protein powder, most people are deficient in vitamin D. Bulletproof is a scam. I would consider Bulletproof to be largely a scam, yes. If you could only do one exercise, walk. If you lose the ability to walk, then you are absolutely fucked according to gravity. Have you ever tried to use InfoWars supplements? No, I have not. I've not used any of Alex Jones' stuff. I'm not really sure what he offers, so I can't attest to any of it. In regards to supplements, though, vitamin D, whey protein powder. From there, it's just a matter of addressing deficiencies. Let's cut the bullshit here. The best and only supplements you need is like steroid cycle. But that's not true at all. Supplements according to what? Are you talking about maximizing hypertrophy, or are you talking about maximizing health? That's different things. Most are deficient in magnesium. Yeah, a lot of people are deficient in magnesium. When we're talking about supplements, guys, we're talking about, it's a few different things. Are you talking about addressing nutritional deficiencies? Are you talking about making your diet more workable? Are you talking about supplements in regards to, I want to maximize my muscularity? These are all different situations. You cannot make blanket statements about supplements without discussing the context thereof. What do you think of avocado, eggs, toast, breakfast? It sounds reasonable. Nutrition is very much specific. It's a case-by-case basis. Have you tried floating a sensory deprivation tank? I have not. I have had a lot of friends that do, and they've all said it's pretty amazing, so I would perhaps suggest it, but I can't speak of it personally. I want my brain to not feel like a fog all the time. Dude, that comes down to a lot of things. That's sleep, nutrition, energy management. You know, that could be certain deficiencies, that could be hormones. I can't diagnose that kind of stuff. I'm not a physician, and even if I was, there's no way to figure out what brain fog is from a single question. Can adrenal fatigue contribute to lower T? Adrenaline burnout and sensibility that if you're very reliant upon stimulants all the time to keep your energy levels up, yeah, that does seem to have an effect on lowering testosterone, but that's also part of an overall lifestyle situation, so you need to fix that on multiple fronts. In regards to detoxing, no, I don't detox. You know, if you mean in regards to, I guess, digestion or taking detox supplements. I do live a very healthy lifestyle, though, so how do you feel about beef protein like carnivore? Nassim Taleb fan? Yeah, Nassim Taleb's great. Beef proteins, I would consider that kind of a waste of money, honestly. If you really want to, you could, but whey protein is more bioavailable. So go with the whey protein. Beef protein is just one of those niche things that some people seem to think is cool. Eating before workout to gain weight, good or bad? Gaining weight in regards to, I'm assuming you gain muscle mass. Does magnesium types matter? Yeah, magnesium type matters. Go with citrate, or actually go with the glycinate. The magnesium oxide doesn't absorb well. Eating before you train, that comes down to your overall caloric macronutrient profile throughout the day. There's no right wrong answers to that. It comes down to how you have your meals structured. Need to gain weight, best idea. That's calories and protein intake, guys. If you're trying to maximize muscular growth, you need to learn about basic human nutrition. What are you eating? How much are you eating? Then you take it from there. There are systems to those things. There are not answers. That's actually the answer to most questions. Most health questions are not binary issues of yes or no. It's what is the situation, what is the context, and then what system you need to learn and then apply. My son doesn't eat. I don't know why. That's a lot of things, and like I said, what's the situation? It may be appropriate or not appropriate for me to answer. What might a magnesium deficiency manifest? A lot of different ways. A lot of different ways. Magnesium deficiency, it can be, he's autistic. You need to see a specialist for that kind of thing. Magnesium deficiency, that could be, it'll come up a lot of different ways. It could be brain fog. It could be a lack of, physical strength. Are you pro or anti-vaccine? Pro-vaccine. Yeah, I have nothing else to say. Pro. It could be it could be excess soreness. It could be delayed. It could be delayed onset muscle soreness. It could be this general inability to focus. It could be a lack of immune system. In terms of let's say you get sick often. Magnesium deficiency, it has like 100 different ways it can manifest. Can I just eat balanced diet and be normal? What does balanced diet mean? How do I progress towards my first wide grip pull-up? Practice pull-ups every day. If you can't do pull-ups, you need to practice it often. It's like anything else. And that just comes down to this continuous practice all the time. Assisted, eccentric only, negative, controlled holds. What do you think of Draymond Green's offensive rebounds? I don't watch sports, so I don't comment on sporting issues. How much water should you drink a day? At least half your body weight in ounces. Do you think families should be forced to vaccinate? Forced to? No. I don't think anyone should be forced to really do anything. Your title sucks, it's subjective. Everything's subjective. Everything's subjective because there are very few objective truths in the world. If you're looking for objective yes-no answers, you're not going to find them. Your situations, now the situations that people come to me with health are ever objective situations. They are subjective because everybody is different and all of your needs are different. Henceforth, trying to answer on a singular question is not going to happen. Did you know that vaccine ingredients are poisonous? Are they now? Average okay? Average can definitely be okay. You cannot be elite in everything. You need to pick and choose what you want to be the best at. Aliens? Yeah, I would believe in aliens. How do you include fruit in your diet? Can you go overboard? You just eat fruit. I've never heard of anyone really going overboard with fruit just because of the fact that it's pretty filling and, no one really binges out on apples. I've had a lot of clients that are overweight, they're obese. I've never had anybody come to me and say that they got fat and sick and unhealthy because they ate too many, bananas every day. Optimized diet during chemo. That's a hard situation. It comes down to digestion and what you can stomach, honestly. There's research on what would be the term? Not intra-workout. There's research on, I should say, IV nutrition, but it's not very accessible. Favorite historical figure? I don't particularly have one. Ran across your mic. Can you give a quick talk on who you are, please? Okay, this is the third time now that I think I've answered this. I'm a personal trainer. I've written for Mike's website since for the past few months, and I've been in the fitness industry for about 8 years. And I have a pretty broad set of credentials working in bodybuilding, powerlifting, general population fitness, working in the film industry as a trainer to the stars. So I've supported Mike's Gorilla Mindset, both the Gorilla Mindset in his work and his website now for about, 3 or 4 years running. Henceforth, we know each other. Let's see, GHD or Romanian deadlifts, I believe it was. Both are effective. Thoughts on Comey firing? He should have been fired, and he was. Billionaires, something fat, something ugly as fuck. What's your point? Are you a billionaire? Any other questions, people? We're now at the 26-minute mark. We'll take this, let's just say 30 minutes. Anything you want to ask? Ask. I have a similar pendant. Is there a scroll inside yours? Yes, there is. I'm Jewish. Best recent book read. The Undoing Project. Excellent book. Size and weight, 6'2", 205 pounds. What's your opinion on dark matter and how it relates to the expansion of the universe? Don't really have one, honestly. Do you train your athletes with push press? Sometimes. This comes down to a case-by-case situation of whether it will improve their performance or not relative to their activity. I would love to have your self-esteem. Thanks. Do the goyim? No. No what? I hate my first name. Should I change it? If it makes you feel better, by all means. Do what makes you more confident. He is dumb. Exclamation mark. You're a smart one, clearly. What this about? I don't know. You tell me. I like your frank answers. Thank you. Is there any way I can tone up my balls? Probably not. Read any autobiography books? Yeah, just read one on Rudolf Nureyev. I'm gonna sign up. Thanks, dude. Thank you. I have a daughter in LA. Should she leave that state before getting too established there? How's she liking LA? I lived in LA myself for 5 years. It's a dog-eat-dog town. Even the weak get broken somehow. So it comes down to, I guess whether she is content with her life there if she is not. This guy is a jock. Dumb ass. Shoulder shrug. I followed you on Twitter because you're a Trump supporter. Okay. A man is many things. Jock does not equal stupid. No, it doesn't. That's a stereotype. What is your favorite TV show? Don't have one. I haven't watched television since 2006. The last show I watched was The Sopranos. Do you bang your hot clients? No, never. That is highly unprofessional. Highly unprofessional. Libs wear mom jeans. I think anyone that's a mom is going to wear jeans, and they can be called mom jeans. Have you read This, I Remember, by Eleanor Roosevelt? Is that a good book? Are you a Zionist? Yes. I follow you despite your politics. That is mature of you. It is good to get along with people who you fundamentally disagree with on certain subjects. If you don't, you live in a very, very small world. Any other questions, people? How much protein do you actually need to make gains? That's a good question, actually. That's an objective question. 1 gram per pound of body weight. Is a small can of whoop ass on your neck. I love Israel. Was there last year? Have you been? I have not been to Israel, actually. This is a testament to a love of life. I'll say that. Other questions? Just got here. What's up? What's up? Damn, the hair game's on point. Yes, that is genetics. Any plans for travel soon? Not particularly. I add egg yolks to my son's protein shakes. Do you think it help calories? Oh yes, absolutely. Egg yolks are extremely healthy. Is body weight exercise enough, or is lifting a must? To maximize strength and physical development, yes, you'll need to lift external loads. To simply be healthy and have some muscle, body weight would be sufficient, but it would not optimize performance. Is it bad to eat lots of whole eggs on a daily basis? No, not necessarily. If it negatively affects your blood, cholesterol, triglyceride profile, then yes. But generally speaking, no. Do you think goblet squat is as effective as barbell? Should I aim to be ripped or strong? Be both. Be both. Those are not mutually exclusive. The goblet squat can get you to a pretty high level of hypertrophy. Strength-wise, though, you're going to need to use something heavier, which would be the barbell. Your take on The Art of War or The 48 Laws of Power, both are excellent, excellent books. I would definitely recommend those. What do you think about conflicts of interest in medicine? Can we trust anything? I don't think there's anything you can truly trust, honestly. It comes down to a matter of almost just reluctant trust in that sense. Are chicken wings a good source of protein? They're okay. Chicken breast would be better, or chicken thighs. Chicken wings are just small. There's not a lot on them. Any other questions, folks? Are squats and leg press interchangeable? No, they are not. Best way to make gains while cutting. Up your protein intake. When you're trying to lose body fat and you're cutting, in quotes, then you're going to need to increase protein intake because your body's going to be more inclined to metabolize lean body mass as a fuel source. So go from a gram per pound of body weight to 1.25 grams per pound of body weight. This is more interesting than Tucker Carlson, your opinion of him. Don't have one. I juiced veggies for my son. Juicing veggies is good. Is fish oil worth my time? It might be. Fish oil is a 50-50 supplement. Some people really notice positive effects from it with hair, skin, nail health, joint health. Some do not. Any advice on doing a best man's speech? Best testosterone testing company. Checked is the best in terms if you want personalized medicine. Direct Labs if you want a cheaper option that you can just get your results back and look at them. To write a speech, and I've done best man speeches actually before, you have to speak from the heart. You have to write out what your, let's say, meaningful experiences are with a person, what you've learned from them, what you hope for their future. Tell a story around that, and then just be sincere. And if you're really nervous about it, then practice it. Practice it, rehearse it in your head. Doesn't have to be a lot of practice, but if it's really that means that much, you don't go out there and just say anything. I'm the best there is, period. At what? How do you fit in all your protein? Whey protein shakes. Thanks for coming on, man. Your program's on the bomb. Thank you. Thanks for listening. Does walking get rid of belly fat? Only if you're in a calorie deficit. Any last questions, people? What are your favorite True Nutrition protein flavors? I'm pretty basic. I go for the chocolate. I think it's the chocolate peanut butter protein, and I just stick with that or vanilla. Four questions at once. Lovely. If I miss a question, I'm sorry, people. Does working out help hemorrhoids? Help? Yeah, I don't know any research that says it helps. Sometimes it can cause it. That's not guaranteed either. Glad I tuned in. Am interested in healthy living. I'm good. I'm glad you found it helpful. What's the best way for a fat ass like me to make it to the gym and stay focused? Yeah, I'll take the kind of the Gary V approach. How do you want to die? Yeah, I can't make anyone do anything. So, do you care or do you not care about your health? At a certain point, it's going to make you miserable. So, do you want to wait until you're in a crisis point, or do you want to preemptively act? That's up to you. All right, people. 35-minute mark. Good questions. This was an interesting Periscope Pearcast. Good luck. You had good questions. Everybody does die, though. Yes, but how you die is what counts. So we'll end on that. And I'll talk to you all again.